Usually there's a voice that says, there it is. There it is. I'm always waiting for that. Welcome everybody to today's Transportation Subcommittee meeting. The Vice Mayor and I, we meet with our City Department of Engineering and Traffic Engineer, the Transportation Manager, I should say, pardon me. Let me correct myself, to go over some of the great work that we're doing here in the city. So we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order, and I'll do the roll call. The Vice Mayor is here, and we'll go to the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. I'll begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the
republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, great. We'll pull up the agenda again. I also have it in front of me. And we'll go to approve the agenda. I'll move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Second from the Vice Mayor, and I think that'll suffice. That's 2 out of 2. And moving on to the approval of minutes, I'll move to approve the minutes.
Second.
We have a second from Vice Mayor. That's 2 out of 2 again. And then we'll go on to public forum. Just really quick, I'm representing my Sunny Hill sweater today. Representing my Sunny Hill sweater here. Really every day in Milpitas, but it is Black History Month, so I thought I'd represent a little bit here today this afternoon. I know the community will be out really having a great time safely, so I just want to add to the fun. Okay, great. Public forum. We're gonna go 1 minute here, 1 minute public forum. We'll go to participants. We have 0 attendees. There are no comments here from the public, and we'll move on to business items. Bike lane improvement implementation strategy. Mr. Chan.
Okay, item 5A, as Mayor Tran mentioned, is the bike lane improvement implementation strategy. Bike lane improvements are installed per the Bikeway Master Plan adopted in 2009. Update of Trail, Bicycle, and Pedestrian Master Plan project number 3448 is scheduled to go before City Council for adoption in spring of 2022. And this update will include new recommendations for bikeway improvements. Bike and Pedestrian Outreach Project, project number 4306, funded by the VTA Measure B grant, includes public outreach activity to promote, educate, and encourage cycling and walking activity in the city. Bike lane improvement.
Oh, froze.
Give it a second here. Give it a moment here.
Is it better now?
Yeah, you're back. Welcome back. Yeah, it was very short. Please carry on.
Oops, sorry. Bikeway improvements are currently included in the annual street resurfacing projects to maximize use of limited funds. Street resurfacing projects with bikeway improvements are funded by gas tax, Measure B funds, and vehicle registration fees. MTC's pavement management program provides recommendation for street resurfacing project location to maintain or improve overall good condition pavement rating that the city currently has. Buffer bike lane and green bike lane are bikeway improvement that enhances bicyclist safety on streets. Location where bike lanes have already been installed in the city include New South Milpitas Boulevard extension that passes by the BART station as well as the VTA light rail station. Tasman Drive at Alder Drive intersection, another VTA light rail station. McCarthy Boulevard, Jacqueline Road, Landis Avenue. Most of the green bike lane installed on transit routes and adjacent to transit stations. A location where buffer bike lanes have been installed include Piedmont Road and Trezone Boulevard. And here are some photos of the green bike lane installed on Jacqueline Road. Green bike lane on McCarthy Boulevard at the 237 overpass. And here is the green bike lane right outside of the Milpitas BART station. And lastly, this is a buffer bike lane installed along Trezone Boulevard. Outside of the annual street resurfacing project, the following are additional bike lane marking implementation opportunities. These include creating and funding a new bike lane marking project, installing new bike lane marking as part of Public Works roadway striping maintenance activity, condition and reimburse developers to install new bike lane marking as part of their development project. Given that these are marking project, opportunity areas for these new projects would be limited to streets that are in good conditions. In addition, new bike lane marking would also not significantly alter existing lane geometries that would trigger other improvements. So these are the three additional options that we could expedite additional implementation of bike lane markings. And that concludes the presentation for this item. Any question or comments on this?
That's great. Thank you very much, Manager Chan. Let's go to the Vice Mayor, Carmen Montano.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve, for that presentation. I'm really glad that we're moving forward on this, especially since BART is already, up and moving. So, so I've had a few concerns about, I haven't been seeing that many green bike lane markings. I guess you call them bike lane markings. So I really, I'm glad that we're going to you're going to start moving on that and getting some of those areas greened up. So one of the areas that I was concerned about was Great Mall, the intersection of Great Mall and Able Street. There's a bike lane, but the bike lane is really, really short. And it seems to me like it's almost like, I think like 3, maybe 5 feet away from the intersection where the crosswalk is. And it just seems to me that it should be longer. So that way, the automobiles will know or have more, they'll know that that's a bike lane. So, and it'll give more space or more, more length of that bike lane. So it seems to me it's a little bit too short, but you can go and have, go check it out. And then the other one is on Montague, right, where there's a Shell gas station at the end of Main Street. There's a Shell gas station there, and it's on Montague. And it seems that right there, that bike lane is too short. So I would like to see some markings on there, green markings, because what happens is the cars, they take over that little space and they don't realize that it's supposed to be a bike lane. So it's a safety issue as well, because there's a lot of traffic right there on Montague. So those are the two areas of my concern, and I'm really glad that you're putting more markings for bicycle safety. It's really important, and it also sends a message to the community that we're valuing bike lanes, and we're moving up in terms of a city that's growing. So thank you so much for that. I really like your presentation and that you're moving on that. That's it. Thank you.
Providing a little additional information, we we will definitely kind of freshen up the bike lane marking on the Great Mall Parkway. That's a street that's a candidate for future resurfacing project, but at the short term, we could definitely refresh the striping with public works as maintenance activity. The other location, Montague Expressway, we'll work with county. This is a county expressway. We'll work with the county to improve the marking at that location to enhance bicyclist safety.
Okay, great. Also, have you been looking into the bicycle lanes at the school sites so people can start using their bikes more to and from school, especially the high school?
We are currently the program to install new green bike lane is, as mentioned in the presentation, included in the resurfacing project. As we rolled out additional resurfacing project will include green bike marking. Again, we can always go back to the street that we recently resurfaced and see how we could add additional marking as part of the resurfacing project.
Yeah, thank you so much. I know VTA, they have a lot of funding for bicycle commute lanes. So, let's take advantage of that. It's the money's there. And there was a time when I even questioned if, because they were giving out grants and I was questioning why we didn't apply for it, or maybe we did, but yeah, if we could just stay on top of it. It's really important that because they give out grants for this and we should be applying for those grants, but keep up the great work. And I'm glad that we're modernizing our city. It's important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor, and I have great confidence that we're staying on top of it. And if you do see any grants out there, I know you always, every now and then forward me a couple of Cal Matters emails and grants emails. You've been quite helpful. So if you see any of these grants that benefit, go ahead and send it to our manager Chan's way, and I'm sure that we have great experience in engineering. It's going to be hard for any grant to get by the city of Milpitas. So let's move on to item B here, 5B. Since we have no attendees, for the record, there's no public comment. Manager Chan, please.
Item 5B, citywide traffic congestion assessment. Majority of the city's traffic congestion is a result of cross-county commute trips, with a small percentage from local vehicle trips within the city. County-level traffic congestion impact generally lies on city streets that traverse east and west. They include Dixon Landing Road, Jacqueline Road, Able Street, Calaveras Boulevard, Great Mall Parkway, and Montague Expressway. Local level traffic congestion generally reside on or adjacent to street near school, primarily Escalera Parkway as an example. This is the congestion map of the city, kind of identified the segment of roadway. Again, as mentioned, majority.
Paused here, we'll give him a second.
West, aligning with the
No worries, we're here.
Okay.
You're kind of breaking in and out right there with Manager Chan, but you're okay. Carry on if you're here.
Okay, traffic congestion map. This map shows the graphical representation of the congestion area in the city. Again, aligning east-west with the commute traffic in the morning and PM period, with a segment identified near Escalera Parkway where 4 schools are located, where congestion are experienced during the weekday. Citywide traffic modeling project, project number 429 would assess the vehicle traffic level of service at signalized city intersection. The project would include traffic-related improvement recommendation designed to reduce intersection delay and improve travel time. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, traffic condition are abnormal throughout the nation and beyond. As the pandemic recovery continues, it is anticipated that traffic patterns will return to normal later this year. The modeling project is anticipated to begin at the end of summer 2022 and last approximately about 12 months. The project tasks include collection of morning and evening peak hour traffic counts, develop and validate baseline and 10-year horizon traffic models for the peak hours, identify and model improvement to enhance level of service in the baseline and 10-year horizon traffic models, perform cost benefit analysis to prioritize improvement recommendation identified. And lastly, the final report will be completed and presented to City Council. And that concludes the presentation on the citywide traffic assessment.
Fantastic, Manager Chan. Is this related to the CIP traffic study project that was funded for $600,000 a few years ago?
This particular project, traffic modeling, is funded for $400,000.
Oh, okay, great. Even better, even better. So, yeah, I know that we have been waiting for traffic to come back. Oddly enough, it's hard to say it, but we've been waiting for traffic.
Waiting for traffic to normalize again.
Yeah.
Whether it returns to the previous level or not, we'll have to see.
Right on. No, I hear you. And so this is a very exciting item, and looking forward to you performing it along with your department. It just really goes back to metropolitan transportation policy here, and this assessment is going to be critical for us. You know, I think our city is really a great case for many cities across the country and metropolitan areas, as other cities like Dallas and Boise or some of these other cities continue to grow in population and activity. They're going to be performing these similar sort of studies or assessments, and so I know we're going to do a heck of a job, and I know it'll be a model for other cities to look at. So I think that's a pretty neat thing. Last thing I'll say is it'll be even more interesting and neater to see how the BART station will play a role, how fast track going west on 237 will play a role, even fast track on 880 north, I believe. So I'm super excited to see this come back at a later, I'm sure it'll take some time, but a later point in time, and to look at the findings, just a lot of data and a lot of action our city can take. So hopefully this gas tax keeps coming in and we're able to use this item to leverage those funds. Okay, great. I see a virtual raised hand. Let's go to the Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Chan, for that presentation. I know that congestion is a big issue, especially because most of the congestion is caused from commuters coming from 880 and 680. And it does impact our community, not only congestion, but also the quality, the air quality. So that does affect the quality of life. I mean, now I think, well, right now we're still on COVID mode, but when it does get back to normal, I guess you're going to see a lot of commuters going through neighborhoods, and that's my concern. So I'm wondering, have we looked into any new circulation roads, maybe potential new access roads that we could possibly open up, or is there no more room, has that already been looked at?
Based on the current development in the city, there's opportunity for new roadway. It's very limited. We would have to purchase right away for new roads. Right now, it's not in the plan to develop new road in the city.
Yeah, you know, the one that I'm thinking of was the original Calaveras Road, the one that is next to the Preston Pipelines. You know, that the one that's right by the library, that one was the original Calaveras Road. And I was just wondering, for neighborhoods, for residents to get to and from their area, because if that could be possibly considered as another route for not so much for the outside commuters, but for the residents that are in the neighborhoods. The other thing is you know, last night I attended our city's association meeting, and we had a guest speaker, Mr. Mark Wolf from Stanford University, and it was interesting what he was saying, that we have a housing shortage, and the topic was about housing, you know, with all these Senate bills coming in, and how cities now are being, their local control has been taken away. So anyway, what was interesting that really stuck in my mind was that he said it's not really so much of an affordable, or not affordable, it's not so much of a housing issue, but it's the transportation. And then I started thinking, well, you know, there's a symbiotic relationship between that. If you have the transportation system, the network, that'll alleviate a lot of the housing problems that we have, because that's what it is. We don't have enough housing to provide, and that's why people move out to the Central Valley, you know, if they want to buy a home, but the problem is it's the transportation. So that was interesting that he was saying it was really one of the key issues is the transportation system that we have in place, this network. And I think we need to improve on our transportation system so that we can also address the problem of housing, you know, because we have a housing shortage in the Bay Area. But that was really interesting. I just wanted to share that. Going back to our Milpitas transportation issues. So the overpass for Calaveras Hills, that's in the future. I mean, way distant. Has there?
Do a pause real quick. Let me do a pause real quick, Vice Mayor. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say that there's no further comment about item 5B, citywide traffic congestion assessment. There's no public comment. We're going to move on now to other topics.
Okay, yeah, I was getting off topic.
Okay. Yeah, it's all good. Go ahead, carry on. I just wanted to set the stage for you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. So no, and then the light on Calaveras and Able, I did reach out to Alex, Assemblymember Alex Lee, about that light, but it hasn't been. I'm just wondering if we can write to Caltrans and tell them to, since it's not moving anywhere, maybe we can write a letter to Caltrans and tell them to replace that intersection light. And the mayor had mentioned this earlier to the transportation subcommittee a while back, so I'm just bringing it back. That's it. Thank you for the great job you did, the presentation.
Awesome. All right, we're on other topics. I have no other topics for today. So we'll move on to item number 7. The next meeting, Friday, April the 8th. I believe that date should be fine. Let me double check on my schedule. Okay, yep, that's great for me. If there are no objections, we'll go Friday, April the 8th for the next meeting. And I do see our assistant city manager, Ashwini. Let's check in. How are you? Anything you'd like to share? Or
Mayor. No, I just, in case you had questions, I just turned my video on.
Okay, great. Appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, wonderful. All right. So with that being said, I'll move to adjourn this meeting. And I'd like a second, please.
A second.
Okay, great. 25 minutes. 25 minutes, folks.
Have a nice weekend, everyone.
A great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Hey, Steve, are we done?